Hello and welcome back to another episode of King Arthur Legion 9. My name is Icon. This is the blind playthrough on the hardest difficulty. It is Iron Man, I think it's called, plus, roguelike, plus brutal difficulty. And we're joining the Reckoning mission. The Sicarius was remarkably busy recently, and I appreciate his enthusiasm. He ventured into the wilderness and discovered a camp of legionnaires who deserted from the Nines Legion during our previous journey. I've been looking for them for a while. It's time to deal with these traitors once and for all. Numbers are significant, though we better come prepared. Let's deal with the Roman deserters, and we get a new law. 6 people this time, no one is bowing out. And let's test our new
This is the place.
forces.
I can feel the presence of my former cohort. They are here.
What I can feel is the taint of Tartarus, a strong demonic aura. And there is something else that makes me worried.
I feel the same when I'm too close to you.
This time, you should be grateful that I am nearby.
Silence! Someone is coming.
Welcome, Gaius Julius. You came to see us in person. It's very kind of you, and fortunate.
I agree, priestess. Now take me to Titus Marcellus.
I will do that. Although, I don't need your entire body. Your head will suffice.
I would rather take the head there myself, preferably while it's still stuck on my neck.
It is not your choice, Tribunus. We are the envoys of Orcus, and Titus Marcellus is the proconsul of our god in the...
Alright, blah blah.
Finish him off!
It's always good to get these elaborate speeches and then run to the back line like a little pussy. But okay, I digress. The Büssel Guardians. So necrosis will deal a bit of damage to them. We're going to see how good it really performs. Do that. Gave the wrong guy the fiery aura. Well, at least the dogs are burning. Look at the hex intensity. That is so good. Wound to here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's a kill. Next round we can immediately continue.
I am ready.
Are these tauntable? Yes, they are. Taunt it is then, and putting a protective shield on. Puts this up, and I think we're just going to chill. Move to here, done. Okay, well, they are no longer necrotic, which is a bit of a problem.
Just look the other way.
1. 2. And how about the spear?
I'm immortal.
Good hit, fantastic hit. Good, if the priestess moves, she's toast. So, this is one hit. Necrosis is spreading. And that should give us an extra AP next turn. But you can see Necrosis starts back at 1. So I continuously need to keep up the Necrosis, and the Unholy Chain Death Hex doesn't do that. I would need something that carries over between the rounds, like the Vulnerability Hex.
We just want to steal your souls.
After enemies died. Because as it stands, when we're just killing the enemies, I can't also shoot on top of it.
My life is ebbing away.
Stop making a mess. You are not destined to die.
You split my vessel open.
That's a lot of damage that we took all of a sudden. Moves to here. Kills the guy right away. One, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Perish.
Still taunting this guy, just
Tremble
so that
before me.
we're not having a problem. Fantastic. Well, we're getting a lot of hit points back.
I can hear Tartarus calling. Forward. Abyssal Guardians? Really? This woman was strong.
The rituals make them more powerful, every one of them. But Titus Marcellus is the worst of the lot.
This cohort is very interesting. Titus Marcellus must have experimented with his own ideas. I'll torture his soul until he...
This must be the camp of their auxiliary forces.
You mean bandits, murderers, and the other scum of Avalon, don't you?
It
Yes.
doesn't matter. We must kill them all.
All right. Nice. We're just moving into a trap here. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, do this. Our front line gets the firing. Palisades are up. We are protecting ourselves. Keeping the crows up this time. And 1, 2, 3. Burning them. In case someone walks through there. 1, 2, 3. We could just leave it as is. 1, 2, 3, 4. Can't taunt him there. I think we're okay. Predictable. They always want to come from the side. Each and every trap hit. Now let's see. These guys still suffer from necrosis. 4 to 5. I'm not even sure if it's worth with an
Tartarus is nice. You shall see.
because that kind of undermines our normal option that we elsewise would be having. Our normal option is to basically unholy chain into death hex, right? One, 2, 3, 4. First of all, you all attack me. Secondly, a couple of you will not survive
I
attacking
decide
me.
who dies or lives.
Good, the moment that he moves, he will be toast. Yeah, I think we're okay. Mild criticism to the necrosis so far. The first round is great when you get all of the necrosis stacks. But then it is nearly impossible to keep it up because there's no one that can help you. And the enemies die too fast.
Deeds, not words.
1, 2, 3. Picking up all of those souls. Good. That guy is going to die.
Tremble before me.
I think what Necrosis could be
Stay
doing for
still.
us is with bosses, if you just keep it up.
A prisoner? Who is this stranger?
He looks like a tortured Seelie. The Seelie belong to the She, the ancient and magical tribes who walk this island.
Interesting. I've already heard about them.
So you both agree that we should free him?
Yes, he might be friendly and thankful.
He might be a good asset, I agree. But we should keep him in a cage for now.
Okay.
I have prayed for a savior, but all I can see now is a horde of the same pathetic demons.
Tell me, creature, why should I set you free?
Set me free, and you will make some friends. My people will be grateful.
They must be the Seelie. Did I get it right?
Yes, you did. We are the...
Alright, he could be an unseelie guy.
Thank you. As a sign of my good intention, I will wait for you here, and then we can discuss the matters further.
Good. We got a bonfire here waiting for us. Campfire. Don't need it now.
That was a wise decision, Tribunus. The Seelie could be a dangerous enemy.
Exactly. This is why we should have cut them open instead of trying to negotiate with them.
Wait, can you feel this? I feel something. The surge of magic, I suppose.
You are right. We are surrounded by the waves of demonic energy. Two sources are feeding the third one.
I need more explanation.
They are performing two rituals on two separate sites simultaneously. They are sacrificing people to steal their souls and channel their spiritual energy to the third ritual. Yes,
Locate them.
I know exactly where they are.
Good. Then let's go. Got an AP shrine here.
Silver or gold?
See, and that's why we
belongs
need
to the
perception.
Legion.
We're just getting all
Be
of them
careful.
greatly
They have
items.
many guardians during these rituals.
Destroy the altar to stop the ritual.
Oh wow, okay. First serious enemies. So they are tauntable. That's good news. This guy has a couple of nasty things for us. Outer Blessing, range, life transfer, knockdown, slow. Alright, so say if we bind these two together. And we're weakening them. Then we're moving out. Fiery Phoenix. Hit, hit, and hit. Get our tank all prepped up. Tank summons a couple of swords.
For Lupercus I hunt.
One, two, three, 4, 5.
I know no mercy.
Pull this guy in. And it's time to eliminate both of them. Moved into cover. And we've pretty much used all of our resources.
Whoa. That's gonna leave a mark. You got me good.
You can't kill a demon.
What is this banner? Minus damage? Oh, 25% more damage from their end. Okay, I don't like that. Okay, well, how could we get this guy down? I mean, we can shoot, but he seems to have quite a bit of block, 40% with this huge shield.
I mark you for death.
We roam as demons.
Yeah, just get him down. It's okay. Buffing ourselves for the next turns. Moves to here. Let's just get all of the dogs. Fantastic. Because that opens up my actual turn. Which is going for the Hospix.
Death is
Right
the
there.
only way.
And that's the end of the turn.
I can hear Tartarus calling. I am Hercules. They got me.
That knockdown is massive because we all of a sudden can no longer block. One, two, three. One, two, three, 4, 5. That's a great cleanup. Lovely.
For Sulla.
Hit into another hit. Great. Very good.
I pity you.
Good. All of them now have necrosis. Doesn't really do that much, but it's a little bit. Tiny bit of healing.
For the Legion.
Good. Let's kill this guy. Fantastic.
I'll be quick.
Oh boy, our main character is just demolishing.
When I designed this ritual, I had to rely on very limited resources. And by resources,
So, I think the bless this time goes to Gaius Missar. 25% weapon damage. That'll make him a secondary damage dealer. We don't need to stack more because our main damage dealer, our Tribunus, is already killing everything.
destroy the altar to stop the
How
ritual.
she casually just disposes of the corpse. Bleeding strike, that's not good. Put that here. And next turn we're hitting. More necrosis. Putting our palisade up. One, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Behold the Maiden of Death.
Good. I would say solid end turn.
I'm already dead.
Are these guys? Yeah, they are tauntable. In which case, you come here. And we are doing this into that. 3 times burning. Very good. So wait, if you... That was the wrong spell. Doesn't matter, we can still kill 2 others.
It's just rotten flesh.
These guys might be a bit too strong to solo them, so
A decent hit.
we're doing that.
It's just rotten flesh.
We're going to here. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Priestess of Nox has taken quite a bit of damage. We're getting ready with Octavius
I
Chime
stand
in.
for life.
and wait for their arrival.
Tremble before me.
Combine these 2. Move here. Get extra Roman strength.
Who do you want dead?
Well, he will get an attack of opportunity, so we're all good.
Now you die.
Good, we're standing on this side. Watching this dog very carefully.
I'm rooting for you.
A decent hit.
Come on. Well, get me that priestess then.
I can hear Tartarus calling.
Good hits, fantastic hits. And let's spread some necrosis. Very good. Gaius moves up and we're ready.
You hit me fair.
The pain! I mark you for death.
We are Legion.
Good, moving in. Straight up kill. Backstep into almost kill. And there we go.
Tribunus, there is something in the south. A strange, otherworldly radiation. It makes me worried.
You are worried? I thought you were not even familiar with this word. The reward justifies the deed.
Good. We got another option to refill health. Got one.
I prayed to Vesta, and the goddess heeded
campfire
me.
in the north as backup. Oh, a real Fomorian giant.
Gods, be merciful.
Ooh. Ooh, that guy looks nasty. Alright, so we're back in action. Let's get the giant down. I needed to take a break because it was late yesterday and I didn't want to do an important encounter whilst it was late. So, let's get in. Octavius moves to here. Taunts all of them for starters. And we're getting some extra damage going. I'll save the big hits for later. The damage protection, that is. And since we can't really do it anyways on the boss, might as well do it on the works here. This into that, into triple hit. Two of them are almost down. Then, what do we want to do here? That is helpful. That almost kills him. And this is likely going to kill them. I thought that the swords immediately would deal damage. That is apparently untrue. Good. Two of them down. Gavius Misala is waiting in the second line. And the question is, shall we get the double ganger? I think yes. Like that. Other double ganger over here. Couple of palisades. One, two, three. And we're waiting. Good. I would say solid first turn. This guy is moving to one of the double gangers. Double ganger is coming in. Hit. 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 Gaius is coming in. Hits as well. And Octavius is going to be the guy who's going to tank. This double ganger gets a nice backstep going. Then attacks from range. And then just waits it out. Gaius Julius Manto can get in. 1, 2,
I'll be quick.
3. Moves and wait over here. Let's put necrosis on this guy.
For Orcus!
And whilst we're at it, nice little wall of flame so that he continues to burn. Fair enough. We move over here, give ourselves a buff for the next 2 rounds. Soon we're going to volley. Next round, that is. Who does have action points? Oh yeah, our priestess. Yeah, we're just going to chill. She's picking up this. And we're done. Is he tauntable? No, he's not.
Perish.
We're attacking from behind, I like that. Ranged attack. And we're moving to here. I want to be careful. I still have a
What is your command?
big respect for the potential damage output of this guy. He's now bleeding and poisoned and necrosis. Necrosis is dealing 3 points of damage. Well, at least he's vulnerable. All of the lasting damage is a bit irrelevant. It's really not a lot. Not going behind him. Instead, we're kiting him. Priestess might hit him with 1 fire. And he's now burning. Necrosis, vulnerability, bleeding, burning, poison. He has it all.
Die! You are not destined to die.
You can't kill a demon.
Good, he's going to go down, but we want to use this opportunity to
Rex
regain some hit
Infernus,
points.
take me higher.
One regain here, one regain here, one regain here, one regain here, and one time regain
I
there.
pledge this victory to Sula.
By Jupiter, what was this gigantic creature?
A demon, or a titan, or both at the same time.
This is a Fomorian giant. They used to be the ancient enemies of Avalon.
Ancient demons? Again? I thought we had already left the damned underworlds.
I know him. He's the personal guard of Titus Marcellus. If he is guarding this path, it must lead to his master.
Let's start back here and work our way through it. Plutus Neva. It's two of these guys with necrosis.
At your service.
Move to here. Put that in and an Overwatch. Extra flames, extra protection, and we don't have enough targets yet. We're just going
We
to
are the
chill with
9th
her.
Legion. Bad omen, yeah.
One comes in from here.
A decent hit.
I like the Overwatch attacks because they also drain shields from enemies, and that seems to be a very common theme here.
I can hear Tartarus calling.
These guys all can be taunted. Give ourselves a bit of protection, of course. A couple of the dogs need to die this round. Two down. 3 down. A hide here.
Kill me more.
Get in.
It's just rotten
Hit this guy.
flesh.
And we have 1, 2, and the rest goes to the boss. Should, by the way, have done this here first. Doesn't matter now, but still.
Spare me.
They always go for the... Why? Good. Priestess gets some hit points back.
It's just rotten flesh.
We pull him closer to us.
You can't kill a demon.
Couple of extra hits, and since he's alone, he's going
Tartarus is
to
nice.
now suffer
You
from
shall see.
us having Hunter. And Gaius,
with their souls.
he is crazy when it comes to DPS. And I learned once again, we just gotta keep the priestess to the back.
Here you are, Tribunus. I see that you have been following my footsteps to this enchanted land. I am grateful to you. You make my little problem so much easier to solve.
Titus Marcellus used to be a humble man and a good soldier of Rome.
And Rome used to be a small village, but eventually it grew into an empire. Times are changing, and so am I.
Indeed, you've become a demon.
Am I a demon? Or am I something else? Doesn't matter. I like this existence. I take, kill, or eat anything or anyone I want. First time in my life. Avalon is my redemption.
Your soul is sick, man.
Who cares? I found my own way, and I suggest you do the same. But wait. Sadly, you can't. I will not let you leave. Sora's little pet.
The Emperor knows about this land and he's on
It
his
does
way.
not matter anymore. I saw things you can't even imagine. I met those things, talked to them.
Alright, enough bubbling. I don't care about your madness, Titus Marcellus. Today is the day that you meet your maker. And believe me, you will. Necrosis in making their life
Just
a
a
very
friendly
short
bout.
one.
Till they are dead.
One, two. Goes to here. Puts the palisade up and says, haha. That's pretty much what he would say. Then we put a gun here as a further protection. We get into cover from the many archers. She gets into cover. That. Into that. Into everybody heals a tiny bit. Way to refresh our health. Alright, so what are we going to do? We still have you. Perfect for the back line. I think we're just going to wait here. Next turn. We got plenty of options to get to the archers. So, yep. Good stuff. No, silence. I didn't think about silence.
That's gonna leave a mark.
I must endure.
Wow, look at how much this costs. Even dashing is expensive. Might as well in that case also simply go there and start binding them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In case you are wondering, we're getting bonus damage for every additional enemy that we're hitting. Bit of necrosis, really not that stoked about sorry, the level of damage that we're getting with necrosis. It's just not a lot. But you guys already know that.
A few more and I'm dead.
The birds are nice, but sometimes they are blocking where we would want to go. This time we're yet again going to take a direct hit there. Not liking it. Okay, well, let's go.
Gods are testing me.
50 points of damage, that was more than I would have expected.
I feel weak.
Orcus, help me. Tartarus awaits.
Healing will need to wait for a bit. 1, 2. Let's try this again. Good. Very good hit.
Pray for death.
Good. Can we get the guy on the right hand side? Well, yes, we can, but we can't then get Titus at the same time.
I'll be quick.
Unless, of course, we're using our potion. But I think we're in no big trouble. So might as well stay where we are and end the turn.
Attack!
Is he going again?
No more mistakes.
They're always going for the priest.
Curse you.
It's annoying. I was even about to thinking, should I pull her back? It is what it is.
Tartarus is nice. You shall see.
The Legion's Aquila stands tall.
Good.
Now it belongs to the Legion.
That kind of concludes this. We got a new lore. That is great. And we pretty much cleared the entire mission. Explore everything, get the bonus loot.
We are done here. After we return home, I want you, Plutonius Nerva, to interrogate our Seelie guest.
Consider it done, Tribunus. I also have numerous questions myself.
Flamina, what did you say about those giant demons? What is their name? Fomorians, right?
Yes, but they are not really demons. I'd say they are ancient and evil beasts. Think about the Titans, Tribunus.
Alright, I want everybody to gather useful information about these creatures, hinting that they might be the end bosses of this beautiful campaign. And look at that, we got a relic teleport 2 tiles away. More expensive to attack hero, less range damage. Fantastic. Fill an empty consumable slot in the party with common potions when restoring. This is so good because we are short on potions. Also got a skill point. Plutonius Nerva said, with the aid of the great Orcus, I learned from the silly creature how we could enter the treacherous deep wood of Avalon. The prisoner unfortunately didn't survive the interrogation. What can I do, huh? Mela, but I am certain that he divulged everything he knew. Albina Virgilia, how the demon priest twisted through Gaius Julius. He simply tortured that Seelie to death during the interrogation. I demand that you condemn this merciless murder. That's a bit of a problem. We'll side with you guys for once, because they already are very low on morale. Florinos Druzo says, when I was marching with the deserters of the Ninth Legion, there was a lot of gossip about the secret treasure of Titus Marcellus, all the riches he plundered in Avalon. As a sign of gratitude for letting me rejoin the Legion, I could give you these treasures, Tribunus, but I must go alone. Alright, go, but don't you dare to return extra-handed. Oh yeah, sorry, Octavius, first of all, Octavius Remus said, I don't find the Sicarus trustworthy enough. Tribunius, he was a deserter after all, and a legionnaire at hand worth more than some riches that might not even exist. Okay, that's a good idea. Let's look. Gavius here is at -3, but we increased it. The ruler's religion just really weighs on him. Drusus is finding it excellent, 15, but not more than that. Albina also finds it excellent. And his loyalty is bad, but we kind of make our way around. That's okay. And now heroes can now overheal, gaining 50% of any extra healing done to them when they're at maximum vitality as temporary hit points. So we are the most humane Nova Roma that anyone has ever seen. Got a new Lar. Heroes collectively gain 5% weapon damage per hit as long as they attack the same target. Basic attacks increase by 1 AP. For further basic attacks by 1 until the start of your new turn. That's not a good law. I like the one that we're having. That's actually a really good one. Alright, so +4 damage for basic attacks. advantage against the Lost and the Ninth Legion. That looks like a good sword. Wall of Blades creates 2 additional blades. Yeah, I think Dawnbringer is still better. Good, then we do have teleports 2 tile away from the attacking melee hit. That seems to be something that we would want to give to our priestess, because she's always the one who is being attacked. So easy choice there. +2 loyalty seems legit, but the rest isn't really that great. I mean, burning duration, that is a really nice option for us, but I think that the teleportation away from attacking units will serve her better. Good. Fill 1 empty consumable slot. Ignore 25% and get more vitality. That's great. That will always give us more consumables, and we're very, very short on consumables. Good, then we got Flamina here. 10% armor breaking, regain vitality when drinking potions. Nah. Fire birds for free is really, really good. Dodge the first incoming opportunity attack each turn. And +3 damage for backstabs. That is something that you would benefit from, because he does not have a great way of dealing with attacks of opportunity. And I think we're pretty much done here. We still got the skill point, which I would put onto Mento again. And now let's see, what do we want to do? Our tank is doing exactly what he's supposed to. We could go into more vitality and more armor. Like, that's passive stats, which would be helpful. This here is just for adjacent allies, not for himself. Cheaper strike is neat. Wall of Blades. Deals massive bleeding damage. We could also increase that and put additional blades up. But I don't want him to be a damage dealer. He doesn't need to. It's good that he has it, but he really doesn't need to. Chill, on the other hand, is better. It's one of the few options of getting Chill. And Chill reduces AP. Counterattack is very good. High on my priority. And this here is just being a tanky boy. -4 from range attacks, fantastic. That in itself is great, because it also scales very well. Physical debuff resistance, and then we could get mental and physical +15. That's for 1 point, that is superb. 2 armor, which will be good. More vitality, which will be good. Alright, no, I think we're going for robust, because extra vitality by itself, by default, is good. Getting this all resistance and the armor is going to be great on top of it. Look at that, he just got more hit points. If we got 15 and 15, that'll be good because he's less affected by stupid other effects. Specifically, mental debuff resistance on a tank is something that I value quite highly. And then let's just get armor up, because we're only having 12 armor at the moment. That's good. Then Gavius Messala. Good character so far, I like him. Same deal here. He gets into the backline well. I think that's all working quite as intended. My question would be, what do we want to do? Like, prepared is nice because 50% for the first attack in the encounter means we're likely going to get our first kill at the beginning. Then last time we had damage focus. Save strength could be something that is helpful. And more damage. I think we're going down that route. We're going to make him a little bit more tanky soon, but for now he's a damage dealer and he should excel at that. I would build him a bit like I built Lancelot when we played with him, which is a hybrid of being tanky enough to actually go into the backline and not then run away so he can duel, but at the same time he should dish out a lot of damage. So what would be on our priority list, he's not going to be, I will not go that much into Eidolon and Dread, although Dread may be for bosses, but Eidolon not, because he won't be standing in the thickest of multiple enemies. I think what works very well for him is he does have a couple of nice skills, like the pull works. I wouldn't necessarily reduce the cooldown too much. It's good, don't get me wrong, and also the range, that's great, but it isn't necessary. I think the reach, refresh, and reduction, that is something we can look into, because it's actually after having the ghost attack. Sometimes you have an archer backline, and reach just deals a lot of damage, as you can see. 150% weapon damage, ghost attack mostly teleports you. I think ghost attack range increase is good. The reach attack and the AP reduction is great. So that's not bad. Then our base strike, since we're using a lot of this, should be something that we consider a little bit more. So those are the three here. Rage effect plus 1 turn is good, because it keeps the rage even if you don't immediately kill something. It just makes it easier. The preparation is great. I think that's not bad. I will not get heat of the battle because he's not going to be outnumbered that often. Then for defense, there are a couple of things. Mental and physical, I value that highly. And then maybe we're just getting straight up vitality. The vitality on kill is okay-ish, but 3 isn't that great. 5 per level means it is 5 at the end, or 6 at the end when we're level 25, and I'm not 100% sure if that's worth it. We're okay with the damage focus. Could theoretically go readiness, so that wouldn't be too bad. Strength definitely, heart and armor definitely, and maybe dread for boss mobs, because removing AP seems like a legit option. I think reach attack is the way to go in order to regularly kill enemies, and we need to somewhat get his loyalty up. The moment that he has plus damage, we're in a good spot. So for Gaius Julius Mento, he's in a great spot already. Super high damage, everything works out very, very well. I think we wanted to go more into mobility, if I'm not mistaken. We now got the invocation of Mars, that is almost always up. Of course, a little bit more armor breaking is even nicer, but not necessarily needed. bleeding effect and weak spot together would be another 15% weapon damage on follow-up strikes. So that's not bad. Specifically together with hack and slash, that would be great. So we could go for that. The other option is, like I said, mobility juggernaut, just for straight up base damage, and then we're going into movement and movement plus perception, which will be great. I'm not 100% sure if on the run will be good, because none of his abilities other than jumping attack really cost a whole lot. If we go on the run, then jumping attack is also a must. This will give him a bit more opportunity to go to a second target. But yeah, I think those two, just straight up 2 movement points, will go a long way, specifically with him having movement cost 33% less. So that's what we're going to do. He also gets perception as part of that. Palisades, very good. I like them. I like what I'm seeing so far. Your attack causes bleeding for 2 turns. I did not see that, so that means this would straight up be a 15% damage increase. Alright, let's reset again and do Invocation of Mars. Wait, do we really need Execution? Yeah, I think it's worth it. Palisades, this, that and that. These are the absolute minimum skills that we need. So more damage from the back. Hunter was great against bosses. Let's do the bleeding damage. Let's do the base damage improvement. Let's do vulnerability, because that worked as well. Invocation of Mars, +1. More weapon damage. The question is, do we really need to reduce the cooldown, because it runs 3 rounds and most combats are over by then. Might be an option to, for most parts, save some points. Palisade, cheaper. Do this. And now it's the question, 3 Palisade or 1 more movement. And I think we're going for now for 1 more movement. We'll get the Palisade to 3 again. It was nice. Like, I really appreciated the Palisade so far. It's just overall good. But now we do have 5 yellow movement, and that will be good. Which also means we can get out of Scout, because we don't need Perception on him anymore. We got 2 Perception on our main character. Really appreciate that you can so easily reskill that and that. We want that. We want first melee attack each turn. Good. Let's go. Volley has 1 projectile. Volley's cooldown reduced if you take different ones. Volley's damage for additional targets. And vulnerability. Like, this is our main skill. Put poison here. Poisonous units lose 1 armor. I also like reach. That couldn't be underestimated as well. If you have longer reach, things tend to work out better for you. Okay. Then we wanted Invocation of Mars. Lasts for extra long. We're very seldomly using that though. I should I mean, it's 25% double damage, so for 3 turns, I should be using that before volley. First turn should be Scorpio into invocation, and then we should start peppering people with volley. So now it's either longer range, straight up more damage, the Scorpio could ignore all armor, which would be good. Or we're improving the base attack. Or we're getting more evasion here. Or we're getting even more chance for double damage, because that's already 25% and that would be 35%. And that's a pretty sizable upgrade actually. Let's do the extra chance for double damage and test if that stacking that really works. So for Albina Virgilia, I think she's in a good spot when it comes to spells from time to time. Her long duration spells are a bit so and so, but she's not in a good place when it comes to getting busted. Aura of Protection would be an option to help with that, specifically reducing range damage because she's oftentimes targeted. Movement AP, +1 AP when burning unit dies, that's nice as well, but where is she going to invest all of the AP? That's the question. She can't... Problem is, this takes 5 turns, 4 turns. Fire Strike, I guess she could invest that. Yeah, look, I think we need a little bit more protection for her. On the other hand, you could argue that I couldn't just let her stay back more, and we're increasing the burning damage. We could target an additional target here. That would be 4 targets, more damage. I like the Scorching Barrage. That would leave fire strikes on the ground. And since I'm oftentimes targeting the backline, that means they need to move or take further damage. Purge might also be nice. She still has time to cast another spell. And dispelling enemies, that's not a bad idea. We're going with Purge. I want to try it. And I think with AP reduction, I don't think AP is that much of a problem. It's more a cooldown thing. We can see. I like her spell selection so far. It's not bad. I don't like Necrosis. I'm trying to make it work, guys, but it just isn't. So, back to the drawing board here. So, whenever you're unhappy, you just gotta go back to the drawing board. So, Unholy Chain into Death Hex and Magical Armor. That's the standard, but he still has 14 points left over. I guess the main problem with this character is that he's badly designed in my perspective. Maybe I'm overlooking kind of an obvious thing, but he's not dealing a lot of damage. He's not CCing very well. And he does have like one trick, which is the Unholy Chain into Death Hex and then let other people kill. And that is a cool trick, but the problem is with a cooldown of 3, that barely justifies having him around. The whole necrosis thing, in my perspective, is badly designed because whoever designed it hasn't really made up their mind how it should work. It would be a bit of a different thing if Grave Conduit had 3 targets that you can target, and if the Grave Conduit would be cheaper. I mean, he comes in with AP 5 instead of the normal AP 6, but still with his action points, unless he can shoot it twice, I don't really see a reason for it. I think for redesign, making this here AP 4 as an attack, it's weak enough. 6 to 8 is nothing to write home about, and it has kind of the vitality gate there. But if you use Grave Conduit, have extra range and shoot twice per round, and if it would be split and not the chained version, then you could keep necrosis up on 6 targets every round, or at least reduce the AP for these things here so that you can still do your Unholy Chain into Death Hex, and then go back to Grave Conduit. That would be one solution. The other one would be just leave necrosis running for a longer period of time. The shot is doing it for 2 turns, but it's, I don't know. I don't want to slander him too much. It is what it is. We got to work with what we have. So what we have needs to be good. So Death Hex is going to be reduced by 1 turn. Hex intensity increases. That's fantastic. And vulnerability increases. That's fantastic as well. The whole idea of Death Hex is not necessarily to just debuff, it is to kill the target. Longer chain, so these 2 are good. And now, what do? We went down the route of Mental Guard, which, yeah, I suppose you can do that. You can also let him just take less damage. But what is he actually going to do? The Steel Vigor is a shit ability. I don't know how else to say it, but you're basically stealing AP. It costs you net -1 AP, and you put the AP on a character who isn't doing a whole lot with it. If this here, I think the problem also is he doesn't have Mindstorm, so his main combo doesn't come up every round. That in itself is another issue. So what would we do? Let's say we were to go Steel Vigor, cooldown reduced. Well, that would be 3 turns. You can do it more often. This here refunds the 1 AP that you're basically paying. This here is a way of giving the target 5 unbreakable armor. I guess you could then do Steel Vigor at a frontline target, gain nothing out of it, and just basically make it 5 armor. And Steel Vigor also grants you 2% weapon damage per AP consumed. I mean, do we want to spend 3 skill points for 5 armor? It's scaling well, that's not bad. So, it's okay. I guess this one here is a bit of a redeeming factor. Then we do have Desecration. Inflicts corruption that causes vulnerability. That's another hex. Doesn't benefit from the hex intensity there. If the target dies, they spread out to adjacent enemies. So that's maybe one way of getting the necrosis going. Desecration AP could be reduced to make it quicker. 20% vulnerability is okay. Lasts for 2 turns. Here it lasts indefinitely. That might be an option. Necrosis plus indefinite desecration. And then desiccate, great, but I don't want to be in melee to begin with. So although this plus Mental Guard is a nice combination, the fact that this is a melee attack makes it a bit pointless. Then we do have Long Reach. I guess the problem is the spells generally suck that he has. Those 3 are not good. None of them would be spells that I would particularly like on any other character. None of the mages in King Arthur had any spell that was near as bad as this. This here is a good spell, don't get me wrong. This is a spell that is just as good as the rest of your arsenal. If you had this on Merlin, I would use it very, very frequently and it would be great. But Merlin has good spells other than that. Okay, so if we upgrade Grave Conduit, the Vitality Threshold can go up, which is nice, I suppose. The chaining is good. Grave Conduit restores 10% of the damage dealt, so it's a bit of a life leech, and we can increase the damage. So you could try to build him as a damage dealer in that sense. I think we're just giving him more spells. Let's do the Steel Time. Let's do the Armor. Like, that's 3 points. Not the biggest fan of it, but whatever. We could upgrade that further, but let's first of all do Desecration. AP cost reduction. So now it's a cheap spell with a moderate cooldown. Get the cooldown down, so now it's a cheap spell with a cheap cooldown, which we can put down together with Grave Conduit as well. And we could let it last for a while. Let's test that. I don't think it is that phenomenal. This here is an option to gain extra AP with Necrosis. And this here is an option to just spread the love a little bit more. Is this a fantastic build? I don't know. We're going to see about it. It is Necrosis light, so to speak. Didn't have the profane arts. That skill is actually not bad. If Necrosis would be any better, that would be not too bad. Like Necrosis, and then the debuff here, and the armor debuff. That's -1 armor for everyone, and -5 physical and mental resist for everyone on the map. That in itself is good, but it doesn't last long. It lasts for 1 turn, so unless he gets an item that extends the Necrosis and then therefore makes profane arts way better, I don't see a whole lot of hope for the Necrosis build. Two more missions until we got a restock here. That's not great. We could get +1 loyalty to all heroes for 500. That's actually a bit of a bargain. Solve some of our loyalty problems. Good, what else can we do? Extra skill point, that would be interesting, but we don't have enough building resources at this point in time. More damage on ranged would also be interesting. Again, same problem with building resources. Which means we're just going for physical debuff resist. And we'll get the other physical debuff resist next. We're now at a really good position with PDR. We just need to get more of it. Alright, that's all I got for today. Thanks a lot for watching, have a good one, and see you all in the next episode. Bye bye!